Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael Foley, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to whip your punches so that you maximize your power and minimize your fatigue. Put it in the comments below if you've been guilty of this or if you know somebody that's guilty of this. But they're working the heavy bag and it kind of looks like this. If you couldn't see it, what's happening is I'm pushing my punches. So I'm leaning in, I'm engaging my legs, I'm leaning in and I'm pushing all my punches. So even though the bag is moving around a lot, I'm not transferring a lot of power behind my punch. What I'm actually doing is I'm just pushing the bag around with punches. Barely touched it with a punch to the hull, just pushed into the bag. I'm not hitting hard, I'm not transferring any power. What's gonna happen is you're gonna get exhausted after a few minutes of just pushing, using the big muscles in your shoulder and your upper body just to shove the bag away. And in order to do that, I have to flex those muscles. You can't see this right now, but I can feel it. I'm clenching my fist, I'm flexing my muscle, I'm flexing my shoulder, and when I push the bag, I'm flexing with my pec. I'm pushing into it. I'm also driving with my legs. And a lot of guys get away with that for years sometimes, especially if they're just doing this like recreationally. Maybe they've got a bag hung up in their basement or out in their shed and they use it as part of the workout. They can get away with that because there's no consequence if they get exhausted. But if you see people who train like that, spar or compete for the first time, you're gonna notice the same thing happens almost every time. They get exhausted inside of the first minute of the first round. So I'm gonna show you a better way that you guys can conserve energy and still be able to punch as hard as you possibly can. So let's go back to how we're making a fist here. I'm gonna clench my fist as hard as I can, but I'm gonna relax my elbows and my shoulders. They're gonna stay loose. And instead of leaning in and flexing with my legs and engaging my core and pushing with my big push muscles, I'm gonna relax everything. I'm gonna push off my back foot, very loosely rotate my hip. When I rotate my hip, it's gonna snap my punch. I can still hit hard, but I'm not getting exhausted because there's not that constant flexion of my muscles behind the punch. So what that should look like on the bag is I'm nice and relaxed. I'm gonna use my feet, rotate my hips. When my hips rotate, my shoulders rotate, and I'm just whipping my punches in. And I can do that all day and not get tired. So a good way to practice when you shadow box is make fists as hard as you can. Relax your forearms, relax your upper arms, relax your shoulders, and just whip your punches from this position here. And then use your feet and your hips behind it so you get better rotation. Pretty soon you're gonna notice that your punch is gonna start snapping. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm Michael Foley, and I'll see you on the mats.